Hello, friends. Welcome to this lecture on Introduction to Microcontrollers. This is part of your Unit 4. We are going to study the microcontroller 8051. We are observing its features and what are the application areas. We have seen in the last lecture how the microprocessors can be used for various applications. Uh, Microcontrollers are a bit more dedicated in the sense uh, many peripherals are already mounted on the chip. So in a single chip, in microcontroller single chip, you'll find that there are RAM, ROM, plus the input-output devices can be directly connected. So otherwise, in microprocessor, you require many peripherals. That is a major difference between microprocessors and microcontrollers. And nowadays, we see widespread use of microcontrollers for many applications. So what is a microcontroller, friends? It's a small computer. So we have on a microcontroller chip, we have RAM, ROM, and input-output ports, etc. So some examples of microcontroller series: Motorola's 6811, Intel's 8051, which we'll be studying bit in details, then Zilog's Z8 and PIC, that is PIC 16X. So these are various manufacturers have different microcontrollers being produced and used by the industry. So on a single chip of microcontroller, you'll find there'll be a central processing unit, then you have a volatile memory, random access memory, RAM, read-only memory, permanent memory, ROM, plus input output port, we have a timer, we have a serial communication port. So all these things are there on a single chip of a microcontroller. So how is it different from a microprocessor? We have seen in a general purpose microprocessor, which is a part of the CPU of a computer, there is no RAM on the microprocessor chip. You have to have a separate RAM slot and a RAM. Then we need to have separate ROM. We need to have separate input output. So these are separately required. So in a we have seen that microprocessor, we have Motorola's 68000 series and Intel's 8085, 8086. Then we have 80286, 80386, 80486, and then Pentium 80586. So microprocessor, we have a central processing unit of a general purpose microprocessor. Then you have a separate data bus, you have a separate address bus, and all these are peripherals separately needed to be attached. We need to separately attach a RAM, ROM, input output port, timer, serial communication port. So these will be required separately. And so if we compare microprocessor with microcontroller, friends, in the microprocessor, CPU is standalone, RAM, ROM, input output timer are separate. In a microcontroller, CPU, RAM, ROM, IO, and timer are all on a single chip. This is a major difference between a microprocessor and a microcontroller. In a microprocessor, designer can decide on the amount of ROM, RAM, and input-output ports. So this flexibility is there in a microprocessor. Whereas microcontrollers are dedicated chips for a particular application; those are easily used. So they have fixed amount of on-chip ROM, on-chip RAM, and input-output ports. Microprocessors are a bit expensive. Comparatively, microcontrollers are cheaper for applications in which cost, power, and space are critical. Microcontrollers are preferred. Processors are general purpose, whereas microcontroller is a single purpose. And microcontrollers is highly bit addressable. Okay, so these are the differences between microprocessor and microcontroller. There are various types of microcontrollers. Friends. We have 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit. This is one categorization of microcontroller. Then we have IC chip and VLSI, very large scale integrated core. This is a Verilog format. So this is one categorization based on memory and devices. We have microcontrollers with embedded memory. We have external memory. So this is one variety. Then we have one more family of microprocessors, in which what are the families? We have 8051 by Intel, 8051 manufactured by Intel, Philips, Atmel, Siemens, and Dallas. Then Motorola has its own series, PIC has its own series, Hitachi has its own series, the Texas, ARM, and others have their own series. This is one more categorization of microcontrollers. Then based on instruction sets, there is one category, RISC compatible or RISC instruction set, and CISC instruction sets. Then memory architecture, Harvard type memory architecture is one type of microcontroller, and Princeton type of memory architecture is another type of microcontroller. So what are the major microcontroller architectures? First is von Neumann architecture. So what is so special in von Neumann? There is a CPU, there is a separate address bus, there is a separate data bus, but address bus is one way, data bus is two ways. So in the memory, you have program plus data in von Neumann architecture. Whereas in Harvard architecture, what you can see, CPU is there, address bus and fetch bus. And then part of memory is used for program, storage and program retrieval, and then data storage. You have address bus and data bus. So here in von Neumann architecture, program plus data is there on the memory, whereas in Harvard architecture, memory divided separately for program and data. So these are the differences between von Neumann and Harvard architectures. What are the important features of 8051 microcontroller? 4K bytes of ROM, 128 bytes of RAM, 4 8-bit input-output ports, 2 16-bit timers, serial interface, 64K external code memory space, 64K data memory space. So these are the important features of 8051. The original 8051 microcontroller, you have oscillator with a timer, then you have program memory, ROM, you have data memory, RAM, 128 bytes of data memory, and 4096 bytes of program memory. Then you have two 16-bit timer or event counters, and then you have CPU of this 8051. Then this is a control bus you have, and then programmable input-output ports will be there. Programmable serial port, full duplex, UART synchronous shifter. So serial input can be given, serial output can be taken. Parallel ports, address data bus input output pins are provided here, and then control can be executed through this port. This is in general layout of this original 8051 microcontroller. And this is the pin diagram. As we discussed, 8051 is a 40-pin device, but out of these 40 pins, 32 are used for input output, right? And 24 of these are dual purpose, that is, they can operate as input output or a control line or as part of address or data bus. Okay. So this is the typicality of this 8051 microprocessor, 1 to 20 pins and then 21 to 40 pins, right? This is the typical pin out or pin diagram of 8051. So we need to remember this. And what are these registers used in 8051 microprocessor CPU? So you have a data bus, this is data bus, then you have accumulator, temporary register 1, temp 2, then arithmetic and logic unit, and then you have B register, then you have stack pointer, you have SRAM, then you have various registers, program counter, program incrementer, data pointer, then buffers, various buffers, then memory interface and interrupt interface. So all these are available on your CPU registers. Then you have special function registers. You have data registers, control registers, timers, serial ports, interrupt system, analog to A to D converters, D to A converters, then addresses ATH to FFH. Direct addressing is used to access SFR. Okay. So this is lower part of 128 RAM, direct and indirect addressing, and then special function registers. These are SFRs, special function registers for direct addressing only. Then upper 128 RAM, indirect addressing only. Direct and indirect direct addressing is used. Bit addressable and general purpose registers are also there. List of registers that are special function registers. Star denotes the special function registers. ACC is special function register. B is a special function register. PSW is special function registers. Accordingly, P0, P1, P2, P3 are special function registers. Then you have IP, IE as interrupt enable, interrupt priority control, special purpose, then timer control, high byte, timer control low byte, timer control one high byte, timer counter high byte, timer counter low byte. This is the PSW register details. You can see you have PSW 7 from 0 to 7, which is one is parity flag, definable flag, overflow flag, register bank selector bit 0, register bank selector bit 1, auxiliary carry flag, and then carry flag. And what are the addresses of this RS1, RS0, and register banks? Those are given here. What are the ports of 8051? 8051 has 4 ports: port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3. Port 0 is the dual purpose port. It's located from pin 32 to pin 39, 8 pins. To use this port as both input output ports, each pin must be connected externally to a 10 kilo ohm pull-up register. This is because port 0 is an open drain. Simple program is provided here. Then these are the port details, how these are to be used, port 0 to port 4. And then you have input output port structure. The internal circuitry for IO port is shown. If you want to read from a pin, now these are the port structure details, which are not much required for us. And what are the timers and counters used? 8051 has 2 timers, counters. Timer counter 0, timer counter 1. They can be used as the timer, used as a time delay generator. The clock source is the internal crystal frequency of 8051. The event counter, the external input from input pin to count the number of events on registers. The timer set the initial value of registers. What are the functions of the timer? Set the initial value of registers, start the timer, and then the 8051 counts up. Input from internal system clock, this machine cycle when the registers equal to 0 and 8051 sets a bit to denote timeout. What is the function of a counter? Shows the number of events on register. External input from T0 input pin for counter 0. External input from T1 input pin for counter 1. External input from TX input pin. Okay, so this can be used for LCD displays. The registers used in timer counter 8051 has two 16-bit timer registers, timer 0 and timer 1. 8051 has 8-bit architecture. Each timer register is treated as two 8-bit registers, namely TH0, TH0, TLO0, TH1, TL1. One 8-bit mode register, TMOD, one 8-bit control register, TCON. What is serial communication? Then serial transfer, sender to receiver. Then we have parallel transfer between sender and receiver. Simplex type of serial communication is between transmitter and receiver. Then half duplex, transmitter receiver, receiver transmitter. Full duplex. So both two ways communications is possible. Serial transfer and parallel transfer, this we already seen. What are the 8051 interrupts? An interrupt is an external or internal event that disturbs the microcontroller to inform it that a device needs its service. A microcontroller can serve various devices. There are two ways to do that, using interrupts and polling. The program which is associated with the interrupt is called the interrupt service routine. So the program which is associated with the interrupt is called the interrupt service routine or interrupt handler. Steps in executing an interrupt. Upon receiving the interrupt signal, the microcontroller finish current instruction and saves the PC on stack. Jumps to a fixed location in memory depending on type of interrupt. Starts to execute the interrupt service routine until RETI or return from interrupt occurs. Upon executing RETI, the microcontroller returns to the place where it was interrupted. Get pop PC from stack. Now, what are the applications of microcontroller? This can be used as stepper motor interface, 8051 through ports. We have inverting buffers in between, and those can be used to control this stepper motor. For LED, for display, we can use this microcontroller, 8051 microcontroller. And then for traffic light controllers, this microcontroller can be used. For a closed loop temperature control system, this microcontroller can be used. Then in various supermarkets, vending machines, point of sales, even on petrol pumps, whatever card swapping and all those things we see, the point of sales, we use microcontroller. In telecom sector, in various appliances, for testing equipment, medical equipments, now in various kits, even for your COVID testing, whatever devices those are used, even RT-PCR, that machine, biomedical machine that is used for testing, they use microcontrollers. Then it can be used as USB key, dongle keys, if you remember. Many dongle locks are there on various devices. And smart card reader, high-end peripherals, microcontrollers are used. In many automation applications, pneumatic applications and hydraulic applications using PLC, microcontrollers are used. Now, research robots that use microcontrollers, these are few of the pictures. Snake robo, you can place robo, then humanoid robo, all these microcontrollers are being used. In educational robots, now this kind of robo we have in our electronics and telecommunication lab, mobile robots we have. Then hexapod robots and boat robo that is used as educational robo. These we have seen already in many applications, in many toys we have seen, in various mining detection robots, these microcontrollers are being used. In our design applications, we have seen portable computing applications. These microcontrollers are being used in multifunctional bicycle computer, speedometer, clock, thermometer, humidity sensor, heart rate, and stopwatch. All these things are provided during cycling. You can have a watch on all these human body parameters by using microcontroller. Now, recent wonderful developments those have taken place for artificial hand. So many sensors are provided on the fingers, and it is a smart hand that can do many functions. So these were the few applications, friends. Many more applications of microcontrollers in daily use, even in washing machines, in many appliances, microcontrollers are being used. So this was a brief discussion about microcontrollers, its architecture, its applications, and its port details. As I said, for microprocessor, you can refer lectures from our electronics and telecommunication staff, which are there on our AGPID e-learning portal. As I said earlier also, you can meet the ENTC department staff. They have a separate microcontroller lab. Many kits are available. You can do some good projects based on microcontrollers. Right. So thank you for watching.